I almost totally forgot to show you guys this, but I promised that I would show you how to evolve into a human, and we are going to do exactly that as soon as we get rid of Mr. Alligator Man here. There we go. Wow, that hurt a lot actually, but if you'll remember when we visited the domain of Stegosaurus and we left them alone, as a token of their gratitude, they showed us a hint as to how to evolve into a human. And if you remember, it said that that involved having the jaws of a cat and the body of a rabbit. So we want to evolve those parts. We want to take a cat jaw. We want to intentionally make ourselves weaker here if we want to turn to a human. We want to take the jaws of the cat and the body of the rabbit. It only costs 700 EVO points to get started on this, but once you get started on this track, you need substantially more points. Once you have these two parts evolved in conjunction, you go to body, and you can take a body called the Ramathecus shaped body. It's a sort of monkey human type body. We want to evolve this body, and from here on, the evolution process is pretty limited and stunted. We have pretty good jumping power, as monkeys obviously do. But the only choice we have at this point is to either decrease or increase our body size or to evolve further. And you just keep evolving further, basically, until you turn into the highest level of human that you can turn into. This is more of the monkey human right here. He's got hands, he can hold a tool, he can beat people with it. And from this point we can evolve further twice. The first evolution will get us a club, and then the next evolution will give us a hatchet. And then that's it as far as human evolution goes. That's how you turn into a human being. Now, the reason we didn't play as a human being in the actual series, let's go ahead and jump in the water. I came to a water level on purpose because when you're a human and you jump in the water, this happens. This is no swimming like I've ever seen as a human being, unless I just really am missing out on something. But the reason we didn't play as a human in the talk-through, or during the course of the Let's Play or the series or whatever, is because the human is decent. He does really good damage and he has high defense, but it's really hard if you get in like a hit point jam to evolve out of it, because as you can see at this point, all we can do is decrease or increase our body size as a form of not really cheating per se, because like I said, I don't think that's a cheat to be able to do that, because they put it in the game intentionally so that you could do it. It's not cheap, it's strategy. But at this point when you're a human, it's much more expensive to do that. It costs 1,500 EVO points a pop if you want to evolve and gain your hit points back. And so if you get in a jam like that, particularly during the Bolbox fight, I think is where the human really shows his weakness. I mean, he can take out other enemies more easily than the other forms that we had, the Rhino Lion guy. I mean, he doesn't have to extend his neck or anything. He stands here, you can just whack away at people. He's really good against the dino people, but there are places, like I say, like against Bolbox and stuff, and against other bosses where his weaknesses are extremely apparent. And so that's it for the human, basically. I just wanted to show him off because that's sort of a de rigueur thing that you do when you play EVO. Let's go ahead and, it's not worth it. But yeah, that's just sort of the thing to do when you're playing EVO. You gotta turn into the human at some point, because the possibility is there. It's easy to do. As long as you listen to the hints, you can kind of, they don't tell you how to do it, but you can kind of extrapolate from the hints how to do it if you look at the evolution menu, if you examine it closely enough. So that's it for E.V.O. I know we said it was over yesterday, but I'd almost completely forgotten that I had promised to show you this, but I made good, and so that is it for our E.V.O. experience. That's all for us. The sun is setting on our experience, and now we're going to move along and move on to our next game. So we'll see you guys next time.